I've had the pleasure of working with several South Indian vegetarian clients over the years, and many of them want to lose fat, but they are scared to eat more protein. They've been told it's bad for them, it's not healthy, or it's even damaging. But that's just not true, and if anything, the lack of protein is holding them back from reaching their fat loss goals, especially as they age, and they're also having a hard time coming up with what to eat and different suggestions, especially with very few plant-based vegetarian protein options. Which is why today I have a special guest, Coach Shobana, who's an expert nutrition coach from South India and also a community leader in our Dr. Mark Method program. She's lived this scenario. She's coached countless others through this situation. And today she's going to show you how to eat 100 plus grams of protein, eating only South Indian vegetarian foods. Take it away, Coach Shobana.
When you say Indian food, everyone talks about paneer butter masala or paneer tikka, and we all believe that it's a very high source of protein. But depending on the brand and type of milk that you use, 100 grams of paneer has about 12 to 20 grams of protein in it, but has significantly high calorie and fat percentage. So you have to limit the total amount of paneer that you eat to say 50 to 80 grams per serving, so that you can add more low calorie components to your meal and make it more a filling and balanced meal for you. How I like to make paneer is to marinate it in my favorite seasonings like chili powder, garam masala, oil, Greek yogurt, or just add salt and pepper and grill it or saute it. I add it to my salads. I put it between a couple of slices of bread to have it as sandwich. I add it to my cutlets. I make paneer parathas. And the brands that I commonly use are Amul or Milky Mist. Eating these meals were one of the main reasons that I was able to drop 6 to 7 kgs when I was working with Dr. Mark. But the next food here is also very interesting and helped me a lot. Most of the South Indians start our morning with a hot cup of filter coffee or chai, and we add milk and sugar to it. And 100 ml of milk has around 3 grams of protein, but the fat content of the milk will vary depending on the brand and the type of milk that you use. We have several brands available all over India, and it varies from state to state. In Tamil Nadu, where I am from, we get Avin, and it's available in various fat percentages. Heritage, Nandini, Amul, Nestle are all various other brands of milk available all over India. And this milk, we also use it to make payasam, kheers and sweets for special occasions. These sweets contain higher percentage of sugar and ghee, that is fat. So we need to limit the portion sizes of these high calorie food, but we don't have to eliminate it. We use the same milk to prepare homemade curd. So homemade curd, 100 grams has around 3 grams of protein. And what do we use it for? We use it to make our more korambu, aviyal, raitas, kalans, and curd rice is a comfort food for most of us. When they are on fat loss, what I recommend to my clients is you don't have to have black coffee or black tea, but if you're having a high fat milk, swap it with a low fat milk. To my vegetarian clients, I recommend that they have a cup of yogurt with their idlis, dosas and parathas to increase the protein in their meal.
Coach Shobana and I have had many conversations about her own protein intake, but also those of her clients. Many of them are women who want to lose weight, and the biggest challenge they face is eating enough protein. They can't get past 30, 40, even 50 grams of protein per day.
Next category is non-dairy or dairy alternative, soy milk. Soy milk has around 4 to 5 grams of protein per 100 ml depending on the brand. Several brands are slowly coming up in India and are becoming more easily available. Next up is tofu. Tofu is a very versatile plant protein. It has got around 15 grams of protein per 100 grams. It can be marinated just like paneer and grilled, sauteed, added to your vegetables to make a stir fry. I grate it and make it into a masala just like how you would do for stuffed masala dosa. I mash it with chickpeas and add onion, green chilies, chili powder and make patty out of it and bake it in the oven. And these patties, I can have it as just like a high protein snack with ketchup or use it in a burger. I ensure that I eat at least 200 grams of tofu every day in some form or the other. But my favorite is just sauteing it with salt, chili powder, and a little bit of black pepper and eating it plain. Or sometimes I put it inside a sandwich, and those two are my favorite preparations. Next up is a staple in many vegan diets and something you must be eating if you want to increase the protein in your diet. Lentils are an integral part of South Indian cuisine. The sambars, kootus, rasams, dal that we make use various types of lentils which are available in India. All the lentils and bean varieties are rich in fiber, have around 60 to 70% carbohydrates and the rest protein. So for people who eat lean animal proteins, these lentils will be considered as a carb source, but for vegetarians like us, it can be considered more as a protein, although it is lower in percentage of protein. So every 100 grams has around 6 to 7 grams of protein depending on the type of lentil that you're using. Most lentils can be cooked in open stove or pressure cook, but beans have to be soaked overnight and then cooked. It can be added directly to your salads, and you can also saute it with onion, green chilies and coconut to make a kind of sundal out of it. Some of the lentil varieties like the whole green gram, black urad can be sprouted, and these sprouts increase the nutritional value of the lentil or the bean. So I store sprouts and different varieties of lentils in my refrigerator and mix them all together and make a salad every single day. You would have guessed by now that the sprout and the lentil salad is my most favorite. So the seasoning of my choice for this is just onion, green chili, salt and pepper. And I use this as my source of complex carbohydrate every single day. If you are going to use lentils for the first time, there is no specific brand, but if you would like to go with the organic varieties, they are available in the market.
And it's taken many years for Coach Shobana to refine her coaching skills and her suggestions to overcome this problem. So I'm sure you're finding these 5 fantastic ways to bump up your protein using vegetarian sources, specifically cater to South Indian cuisine, helpful. If there's one that we've missed, make sure to drop it in the comments below so everyone can benefit. There are so many good suggestions here. When I first started working with Coach Shobana, I know she wasn't too familiar with tracking-based nutrition, and this really limited her ability to eat more protein. But when we were able to set a target for this, she was able to drop a bunch of weight and even get stronger. If you're wondering how she put this all together, don't worry. At the end of this video, she's going to show you how through a full day of eating. So stay tuned for that, but now back to the last food.
Now to my most favorite protein, the Greek yogurt. The bacteria used to process and create Greek yogurt is different from the one used in making the homemade curd, and hence the higher percentage of protein in Greek yogurt. 100 grams of Greek yogurt has around 7 to 8 grams of protein. So I use it in my breakfast by adding either oats or cereal to it, and most days I just add soy milk, Greek yogurt, a scoop of whey protein and lot of fruits, and sometimes top it up with nuts. So this makes it a very filling, balanced breakfast, keeps me going till lunchtime. You can also make your raitas, dips and use it as a side for your idlis, dosas, parathas. I understand that you can even add it to your ice creams and pizza bases. I'm yet to try that. We still don't have too many brands available in India. The ones which are commonly available in my locality are Milky Mist and Epigamia. I try to add Greek yogurt into my meals at every opportunity possible because I just love it. Starting from my breakfast to my dinner, Greek yogurt finds its way onto my plate. Now I come to the part where I show you how I put this all together to have around 100 grams of protein per day. Have a look.
I would like to start by showing you how my protein was in the mid-January when I started working with Dr. Mark, that I was going anywhere between 50 to 70, 75 grams of protein per day, and it was like not consistent at all. This is in January. Then I slowly started increasing the protein in my meal. And if you see, this is from July to now. The days which are empty or which are low are the days when I did partial tracking or no tracking. I have hit 100 plus grams of protein per day most of the days. Now let me share with you what all I added in my meal to make it into 100 grams plus protein per day. This is one of the sample days of the 8-week fat loss challenge that I went through recently from July to September middle. So if you see, like I told earlier, my breakfast, I use Greek yogurt, soy milk, whey protein, and then add as many fruits as possible. And if you notice, I hit like 39 to 40 grams of protein in my breakfast. Then my lunch, usually there are certain fixed components. The sprouts, 100 to 150 grams of mixed sprouts and lentils and beans, and 100 to 150 grams of homemade yogurt. So these two are fixed components, and then I add some kutu or dal, which has got a little bit more lentils added to my meal usually. And the lunch came to around 32 grams of protein. And if you notice my dinner, like I told already, every single day I eat 200 grams of tofu, sauteed, made into stir-fry vegetable. Total protein for dinner was 34 grams. So I have hit around 105 grams of protein on that particular day. So most days my meal remains similar, which bring my protein to around 100 to 110 grams per. So hope this helps you understand how you can add proteins to your meal despite being vegetarian.
100 plus grams of protein every day with South Indian vegetarian protein sources. Thanks for the insight, Coach Shobana. And as great as all these tips are, if you're really serious about starting a nutrition coaching business, the next thing I'm gonna have you do is check out this video I've linked up right here. Today you learned all about eating more protein from South Indian choices. Next up, you're gonna learn the top 10 plant-based protein foods. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video.